Hey, everybody, it's John, your Indian Cine-MANIAC, back with another 10ish-minute review. Okay, so this latest 10ish-minute. First, let me say this. I have a major announcement at the end of this review that I'm going to make that impacts the channel and my audience. Have I created enough suspense for you? But that's not till the end. So please stick around for the major announcement. I am going to need your help and your support. Okay, so this was a film that has been recommended to me by a couple of people. And one particular viewer keeps telling me to watch it. And they're very loyal. So I finally broke down and watched it. So the film I'm reviewing today is Amar Singh Chamkila from 2024. It's directed by Imtiaz Ali, and it stars Diljit Dosanjh, who I have recently become aware of the movie The Crew and Good News, and very different character from that. Parineeti Chopra and Anurg Aurora. Now, I went into this blind. I had no idea. I knew this was a real person. I had no idea of the backstory. So I went in thinking this was going to be the rise of a popular Indian singer. And I was right to a point. But okay, so the story. The story is not a new story. I mean, there's been plenty of movies about the rise and, in some instances, the fall of singers. I mean, you can go to Star is Born, you can go to The Doors. I mean, there's a lot of different movies. So the story isn't like new, but this is real. This really happened. So the story basically is well, it starts off. Now, there's going to be spoilers here, but if you are familiar with this performer, then you know the story. So I probably won't be spoiling anything. But the film opens up with a village, Punjab. I think it's in Punjab. And this duo, Amir Singh and Amarjot, are coming to perform. And I think this is his home village, right? So they're all going crazy. They can't wait to see him. You see the car pull up with him and Amarjot, right? Nice. They get out of the car. Everyone's going nuts. All of a sudden, bullet right between her eyes. Now he looks over stunned. Now he gets shot a couple of times. That's how the movie starts. So I didn't know that this happened to the singer, so it was pretty shocking when I saw that. And that happened in March 8th, 1988. So basically, the story is now told in the present day. It's after the death of these two and getting the bodies and bringing them to the family and all that. And interspersed is flashbacks to how he started his musical career. And there are points where the cast breaks the fourth wall and talks directly to the camera. There were a lot of really interesting things they did in this film. Stylistically, they had scenes that were still photos but animated, and there was actual animation. They also did this thing where, and I don't know how I feel about this. When I watched, I thought it was pretty cool, but now that I've thought about it, I don't know if this is the right move. But there was a couple of instances, and one was a photo shoot that they did where they take a picture. I think it was for an album cover, and then it cuts to the real album photo with the real people. They did that again. There was another scene where they were performing on stage and they split screened it with the actual performance of the real people. Now, the reason why I say I'm not sure if that works for me, if you're an actor trying to recreate these roles and then they put the real person right next to what you're doing, I think it takes a little away from it. That's my own opinion, but that's kind of how I felt. Not at the time. At the time, I thought it was cool because I never, I didn't know who they were. To see the real people, I found was interesting. But as I thought about it later on, I was like, I don't know if I was crazy about that or not. A couple other things about this movie that I really liked, and I know Diljit is quite the singer, but they all did their songs and they did them live, which they don't do that very often. Everything's pre-recorded. In fact, the director of this film, he did it live, but then he also had them record it in a studio in case the live stuff didn't work. And I don't think I think almost I don't think all of it was live, but I would probably say 90% of it was live, and they sounded good. Not knowing the real performers and their music, I assume it sounded the same because he's a very good singer. So I really respect that because I know in a lot of these Hindi films, most of the actors get their voices dubbed, and in this they did it live, and that was something that the director insisted on. Um, so you see his rise, and it flashes back to 1977, and where he starts to learn music, and he plays an instrument called the tumbu, and at one point he plays a harmonium, which looks like an accordion except it sits on the ground. And the thing that was hard for me to understand, not understand that's not right. His lyrics were considered really dirty because he talked about drugs, drinking, and having affairs. Now, of course, here in the West, where we have rap music and everybody's f bombing and all this other stuff, that kind of stuff seems kind of tame. But for the time period and for the culture of the people, I guess it was a lot of people didn't like it, and that's ultimately what led to them getting killed. But they were huge. In fact, they were called Punjab's original rock star, and they became really, really popular. In fact, they went to Canada and did some concerts there, so they became really big. And apparently, there were I don't know if it was government because at one point the government wanted them to do the songs because of a bombing that happened, and it keeps people entertained. But to listen to the lyrics, they sound actually very tame, right? As I'm listening to them, I go, that's not really that dirty. But I suppose, again, for the time period, for the culture, I guess it was really dirty. And the fans loved it, but people higher up didn't. Now, also the people who ended up killing them, you never find out. And to this day, they don't know who actually killed them, which I find kind of hard to believe, but that's the truth. So what else was in this? Oh, at one point, and this is again, I've been watching so many of these Indian films that I recognize things that had I not watched these films, I would never know it. But he gets an Amitabh Bachchan haircut. That thing parted in the middle, like he looked in Sholay. So I thought that was funny, and that's a big deal. Amitabh, he's a big fan of Amitabh Bachchan, like most people are, including me. Um, and it was, even though the subject matter was really ultimately dark, it was actually kind of a funny movie. A lot of humor, and the thing that made me laugh the most was they do these photo shoots, and I guess it's for album covers. I'm not sure, or sheet music, whatever it's for. But he poses, right? He's him and her actually, and they're like this. And the photographer goes, "Move your head a little bit," and he doesn't move. Then he goes, "Smile a little bit," and he doesn't move. So he gives them like three or four directions, and he doesn't do any of them. And then they take the picture, and they did that twice. I thought that was really funny the way he played it too. Um, so and it's how they got together, him and Armorjot, and they ultimately end up getting married, even though he had another wife. But the story is really about the rise and fall of this character and what he meant to the people of India and Punjab, especially. Um, but and he was young too. He was not old when he got killed. But it's amazing to think about somebody's music could get them killed. He was, in fact, at one point he was referred to as the Elvis of Punjab. And you know me and Elvis. You know me and Elvis. Um, what else? I guess that's it. I mean, that's the story, right? And I'm going to give the story a three only because I've seen this movie a bunch of times. Obviously, not exactly like this, but up and coming singer, they become famous, they fall. Again, not because they were killed. So that's no big deal. Now, so I'm going to give that a three. Okay. Now the performances. I have to say that I'm becoming a fan of Diljit, and I know he's hugely popular because of his singing. But I've really liked his performances because the three things I've seen him in, again, it was Crew, it was Good News, and now this three completely different roles. And I mean, he was okay in Crew because it wasn't, I mean, it was the women movie. It wasn't his movie. But I loved him in Good News. And I thought he was great in this. I thought the fact that he sung live was a bonus, both of them. But he carries the film. And, there are scenes where the manager's trying to screw him. And, his father's a drunk. Um, but I thought he was outstanding, and I because of him, I give the performances a five because I really respect being able to sing, but also being able to sing live on camera, which is something that doesn't happen a lot. So I give the performances a five, but he definitely was the best in this film, and he was phenomenal. I really enjoyed his performance. Now the music. So I'm not quite sure how to rate the music because it's not my kind of music, obviously, right? It's culturally it's not. So and they did do something interesting with the songs. Every time they sung a song live, the lyrics would come up on the screen like screen credits. And I thought that was pretty cool. Now, obviously I'm watching subtitles, but I wonder is because the songs are so popular, were people singing along? Is that why they did that? It was an interesting artistic choice. Um, but like even the names of the song, like the first song is called "I Fit Me with a Boner," so you know where the songs are going. Then the second song is played over their dead bodies. Um, and there's another song, like I said earlier, where the village is singing the song, and they're talking directly to the camera. And there's also the only really big musical number, and by musical number, I mean a staged musical number, not they were up on stage singing, because that's organic, right? This was a musical number or a bunch of women, because you're not supposed to listen to this music because it's so dirty, but secretly the women were listening to it. So they do this big dance number talking about some of the lyrics. In fact, okay, this is the line. This is why I wrote it down. Singing dirty songs, let me go bang, bang, slam, slam. That's an interesting lyric right there. So the music, again, this is a tough one for me because I'm not a fan of the music, but I like the way the music was used in it. And again, my respect for them singing it live and sounding good too. And I assume I shouldn't assume, but I couldn't find anywhere that he was actually playing the tumbu and the harmonium. I assume he was. So I'm going to give the music a four. Okay, I'm going to give it a four. Not quite a five because it's not my cup of tea, but I'm going to give it a four. Um, so overall, I'm going to give the film a four. It started off like wow, like what the heck is this movie about? But I was definitely into it, and when they start off with their death, you're anticipating that. Excuse me, you're anticipating that, so you're trying to see why that could possibly happen. So they give you the payoff at the end. They actually reconstruct the scene from a different angle where they're driving up to the concert when they get shot. So I did enjoy this, and it made me do a little research on the real person, uh, Chamkila,
and his wife Amar Jot. So it's just funny, you know. And I guess why would I know this, right? But I never heard of this. You would think something like that would have made it over here, and you know, an assassination of a popular Indian singer. But I never heard of it. So I appreciate everyone who recommended that. That was a little different than I thought it was going to be. Not what I expected, but I really liked it. And again, I'm becoming a Diljit fan with his different roles. So kudos. So thank you for that. Okay, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Agree, disagree. Okay, big announcement. So I have been doing 10ish-minute reviews for, I don't know, it's probably been almost 2 years. Lots of films, and I love doing this. Okay, you guys are great. We go back and forth, lots of comments, lots of recommendations. But it's always been under the banner of Yippee-Ki-Yay Mother Podcast, The Big Show. Well, I have decided that I want to branch out and do my own channel. Now, there's an inherent risk in that. We have on Yippee-Ki-Yay, we have 2,800 subscribers. When I move to my own channel, I'm going to have zero. So I'm going to ask everybody to please come on board the new channel. Now, I haven't finalized it yet, so I'm probably going to do one more episode here. But I think I'm known as the Indian Cine-MANIAC, but I want to refresh the brand, excuse me, the brand, not the band. So I think I'm going to call it John Talks Indian Cinema. I think that's going to be the name of the channel. Again, I haven't finalized it yet, but I'm working on a few things. It should get up and running relatively quickly. So what I'm hoping is that you guys will support the new channel. And the other thing that I want to do when I start that channel is I want, because there are some loyal viewers out there who every movie you're commenting, you are always making recommendations, and I truly appreciate that. I really do. I'm gonna ask some of you to come on the show with me and talk about maybe a movie that you want to talk about, you want me to watch, and we can talk about. I really want to do that, and I'm even toying with maybe doing something live, which I have not done ever, and I'm looking into that too. Now, before you guys, you know, I hope you like that idea, and you say, oh, I want to do it, I want to do it. Here's the thing, though. You got to have a decent camera. You don't have to have a great camera, but you got to have a decent camera. But what you do need is you need good lighting and you need a good microphone. Okay. If you want to do it, you have to have that, or it just won't look good. But I think it could be, we could have some really interesting conversations about not just Indian films, but Indian TV shows. And, you know, the channel will be open to everything Telugu, Malayalam, not just Bollywood, which I love. And, you know, we can debate Amir Khan versus Shah Rukh Khan. You know what I mean? You're going to lose that debate every time because it's, you know, it's Amir Khan. But I don't want to get into that here. But there's a lot of things I want to do on the new channel. And I hope that you will join me on that journey. And again, I'm going to probably do one more here and then I'll start the new channel. So I hope that you will. I know I've earned your subscription here because so many of you have subscribed. I hope you'll come over to the new channel and do the same thing and maybe spread the word too. So that's the announcement. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm pretty excited about it. And this Indian cinema journey has been completely unexpected and it's been an absolute blast. And I think the thing I enjoyed about the most is when you guys comment and we get a little back and forth going. I absolutely love that. I love your passion around movies, even when I don't like something. Like someone said the movie The Goat Life, which was a tough movie to watch. Someone's like, that's not my kind of movie. Yeah, it's not my kind of movie either, but it was still, it was the performances are why you want to watch that film. That lead actor was unbelievable. But anyway, I love that. So I want to keep it going on another channel. So again, let me know what you guys think in the am I crazy? Because I'm going to start from zero. Please let me know what you think. I really do. I really do value your opinion. Okay. So that's it, guys. I rambled a little bit. I apologize for that, but I really appreciate you guys watching. I'm looking forward to expanding this journey with John Talks Indian Cinema. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
ਇੱਥੇ ਰੱਖ ਦੇ